Israel does not want to seem as an intermediary in Sudan. Again, this is clearly an inner Sudanese issue. But as you mentioned, a delegation of military officials from Sudan visited Israel a few weeks ago, including some of the leaders of this coup which took place. And as opposed to all other Western nations, France, the UK, and others in Germany, Israel kept quiet about the coup, not supporting it, not rejecting it. Keeping quiet as opposed to the Western world position. Does that mean that Israel support the coup? No, but Israel is keeping quiet, perhaps living comfortably with a military dictatorship in Sudan. I think that is what the delegation in Sudan was trying to understand, where exactly the wind is blowing in Sudan. Israel has a history of let's call it, living well with the military dictatorships abroad.
And now, looking at the last year or so since that normalization with Sudan was announced, it had been one of the slower relationships to truly develop here between Israel and Sudan. But how did it appear? Who seemed to be more, let's say, affable to Israel? Was it the civilian side or the military side in Sudan? Who appeared to be more interested in normalization?
I'm not sure there is a difference. We know the civilian sector was perhaps not very interested, but they were under a very strong American pressure to go into this process. Military regimes, they have the tendency of having good relations with Israel. If we look at the cases from the past, from Africa, from Latin America, and so on, as opposed to the UAE and Bahrain, though, there's strong opposition among the Sudanese public. This is not the honeymoon that Israel has with those countries in the Persian Gulf. A lot of people in Sudan still support the Palestinian cause and oppose Israel. But as far as the leaders are concerned, they're making their own considerations. The civilian sector seems to be going for that deal. The military one seems to look the same.